So hello, my name is Sam Martin and this is the first video blog for the CleanEurope expedition. So both Faith and I have been discussing the ideas of doing video blogs for a while now. We both agree that it would be maybe a more appropriate way to do the blogs while we are travelling. It may be a more enjoyable way for you guys to keep up to date with our travels, but also it may be a more effective way of getting information on quicker. And that's something that addresses concern that me and Faith have had for a while about getting the blogs up, trying to along the trip whilst trying to keep a low climate reading. This is because in order to charge a laptop or to go to an internet cafe, you're going to have to obviously use electricity, and electricity, although it's a clean energy, relatively speaking, its generation is always a little bit suspect. You're never 100% sure where your electricity is coming from, whether that be from wind farms or hydroelectric or possibly nuclear or the burning of fossil fuels. So that's a concern we've had for a while, and one which we'd hopefully hope that a video blog might sort of ease a little bit. Now that's not to say we're not going to do written ones as well. We are. We just wanted to have a sort of another string to our bow to do that. So I wanted to try and test out the way of doing this before we left, and this is that attempt. So what I was hoping to do in this one is to just have a quick chat about some of the equipment that we're hoping to take with us, and the equipment that I've already sort of gathered, which isn't all of it. There's still a lot that we're going to need, but you know, there's some that we've already got. Now the most important piece of equipment is sitting right behind me, is this, which is my Rally Trail Pioneer bike, Rosie. Now Rosie was really graciously donated to us by the people at bicyclerecycling.co.uk, and I cannot praise them enough. They have been absolutely fantastic. They run a fantastic service. They're brilliant. They're brilliant. Now Rosie's changed a little bit since I got her, which is about 2 months ago maybe now. She's obviously been ridden since then. She's recycled, obviously. I should mention that she's a second-hand bike, so the carbon footprint of her is quite low. What have I done to her? What have I done to her since I got her? I put a chain on her. I want to make sure she's safe. I don't want her running off with all the other bikes. I've had to put a new cage on her, which is sort of a slightly different size, so I could fit my water bottle in there. The one that was already on her didn't fit that. I put a mount on there for the GPS system that we're going to be using. I put a new saddle on there. She's also got some new tyres, but I've not put them on there yet. Now all of this stuff is either second hand or scrounged or robbed, not robbed. The wheels, for example, the tyres, for example, were taken from my dad's old bike, which is a similar sort of style, similar sort of size, but it's so rusted now you can't possibly use it. The seat as well is taken from my little sister's old mountain bike. It's got bird poo on it. So Rosie's great. She's absolutely fantastic. She's perfect for what we're doing. She's a hybrid bike, which means she's got a solid front thing, so I can put an extra pair of racks on her, which means I can carry more stuff if I need to. I'm hoping, as I'll talk about later, that I can get away with just the back, which she's already got. She's got these on the seat and on the front two wheels, which are quick release joints, so that if I need to, I can get a wheel off in the rain pretty quick. So I can get her off, fix a puncture, pull it back on pretty quickly. She's fantastic. The only issue I've had with her so far is that the gears sometimes stick on it. Now I'm not sure if that's a problem with the gears themselves or it's a problem with the chain. I do think we'll have to. When I got her, the guy said that we may have to replace the chain, so I'm thinking that might be it, but I'm not sure. I wouldn't want to make a guess, especially a recorded guess, because I don't know enough about bikes. But I've been cycling her nearly as much as I can, which is mostly on the weekends. I've taken her down the South Downs way, and she's been brilliant. I've got no complaints. So this part of the bike is the back, obviously, and these are two M-Wave panniers that I've got. Now they're 20 litres, sorry, each, making up 40 litres complete. I got them second hand off of Gumtree, which is brilliant. At the moment they're sort of jam-packed with bits and pieces. I won't go through each bit individually, but they're things that we've already sort of stockpiled for the trip. I've got my camping stoves in there, my air mats in there, all things that I've used before. My wind-up torch headset. There's all bits and pieces in there, really. The only thing that's in there that isn't either second-hand or I've had before or anything like that is the camping gear. Not the camping gear, sorry, the cookery gear. All my cookery gear I've had before has been just for the one person, because I've only had to feed one person. So I've got a bit more of that, which is something which we'll have to look to address before we leave in terms of our footprint. Both of them are completely waterproof. I was told that should be a priority for me, so I've made it one. They're both waterproof. They're both quite cheap, actually, because they're second hand, and they're both, bearing in mind they're second hand, absolutely sort of pristine. There's no scuffs or marks or anything on any. There's a bit of stitching on the other one, but nothing I can't handle myself. They're absolutely fantastic, really. They fit on their back really well. I'm hoping that once we can spread the weight out of some of the things that we're both going to need, me and Faith, things like the stove, things like the cookery gear, we might be able to actually get by without actually having front panniers on the bike, which would be great. It means there's less weight to carry. It also means I don't have to source those parts. Okay, so what I've just done there is I've put on my sleeping bag, which I've had for absolutely years. I've had that since I was 18. It's in a dry bag itself, which again, since I've had since I'm 18. It's a little bit smelly. It does the job. It does the job. My sleeping bag, as I said, my tent, which is a two-man tent. So me and Faith will be sharing that. It may be a bit cramped, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. Now that was a gift many years ago now, 3-4 years ago, from my mum. It's still great, still working condition. It's a little bit tricky to put up, but I ain't going to complain. Now this is a travel pillow. Now one of the things I always try and do whenever I'm travelling is make sure I get a good night's sleep no matter where I am. So I've taken that with me a couple of times. Actually, I got it in when I was in California for my girlfriend, because she was struggling to sleep in the tent, so I got her that, and then I've kept it since then. It folds up a lot smaller than that, and it is really comfortable. Of course, if I do keep it on there like that, I'm going to have to get some sort of either plastic sheeting or dry bag to keep it in. If it rains on that, it's going to be ruined, and you don't want that, do you? Now they're just strapped onto the back of the bike with this red spider bungee. Now that, in a moment of laziness, was bought. It's not second hand, it's not reliably sourced, I'm afraid. That's a problem we'll have to try and address again. It was a slip up. I apologise. Yeah, I am a little bit concerned about them on the back there. I can just see myself worrying about it whilst we're going along and checking it a lot to make sure that they've not fallen off. I am a little bit concerned about that. There's also my mallet, which should be on there, which is for hammering things into the soil. Now there's two things here that I want to talk about, which were again not reliably sourced, not ecologically sourced. First of all was the helmet. Now that was my choice not to source that way. I don't want to take chances on a helmet, and I did spend a lot of time searching to try and find eco helmets and things like that, but there was nothing that I could really find that was not shipped from the other side of the world. Now it's a good helmet. It's not a great helmet. It's got lots of holes in it. It should keep my head warm, cold, cool. Should keep my head cool. Yeah, I just don't want to take any chances on something like that. I mean, I'm not a practiced bike rider. I'm not a great bike rider, and as my skills improve, I'll probably wear it a little bit less. I just don't want to take any chances. It's not worth my life, something like that. So there's that, and I encourage Faith to do the same, but that's her choice. There's that. The other thing, which is not sustainably sourced, is my Lycra cycle shorts. I could not bring myself to sit in another man's cycle shorts once I put these on. They, well, they're Lycra, which I'm not too keen on. They've got this padding inside, which makes me feel like I'm wearing a nappy whenever I wear it. It's one of those things you just have to keep reminding yourself that, you know, cyclists, when you see them out there, they're not wearing this sort of thing for fun. You know, it's not because it's a fashion statement. It's because it works. It does the job. When I'm wearing things like this, I know that I'm not going to have to worry about chafing. I'm not going to have to worry about the seat so much. I've got a bit of padding in there. It may not make me feel as most comfortable in my own skin, but I'm sure I'll be thankful for it once we've got going. Yeah, so that is that really. I mean, there's plenty of other stuff in there that I could talk about, but I don't want to bore you with the details. Yes. So I hope you've enjoyed the first of our video blogs. I hope it's not been too much of a pain to watch. I hope it's not bad quality or anything like that. It's the first one. They're going to improve. I will just say this though, just right at the very end, is the situation now is getting a little bit desperate for trying to find a way to cross the channel. If you do know anyone who's got a boat who could get us anywhere in Europe, whether it be getting us across to Belgium, which was our original intention, whether or not we could get maybe across to France by sailboat or hot air balloon or any eco-friendly method, whether it be to Spain or Greece or anywhere like that, as long as we can get there onto the continent in an eco-friendly way, it would really allow us to start the trip as we mean to go on. Because at the moment, what we're going to have to do is look at other alternatives, which I think will probably be cycling down to the tunnel and getting on that, and then getting off straight on the other side, which should be a low carbon way of doing it, but it's not a zero carbon way, which is what we're trying to do. I do really want to try and to get onto Europe without using anything. It would be a great way to start, and then once that is sorted, we can start thinking about getting back, as well as thinking about things like the Bering Strait. But they're an issue for another time. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I won't mumble on anymore. Please do keep in contact. If you've got anything to say, any suggestions, please email us. It's CleanEurope@hotmail.co.uk. I've been Sam Martin and you've been great. I'll delete that bit. Okay, bye.